Well, happy Saturday, Twin Cities. Welcome to the Connect Show. And we're back with another week of just epic conversation, epic business besties. I'm Natalie Cargile, happy to be here with Allie Nanny, Lasha Raditz, and Michaela Club. Good morning.
Hey.
Good morning.
How's everybody doing?
Amazing.
Can't complain.
Good. Can't complain either.
Amazing. I love it. I love it. Well, we've got a hot show. If you're new to the Connect Show, we inspire, we influence, and we network with women in business. So Lasha, you're going to kick us off today.
So we are up early on a Saturday morning. For many business owners, they're up early, they stay up late. It's kind of their normal jam. So, what are your feelings about this rise and grind culture that is associated with being a good entrepreneur?
I am, in fact, a member of the hustle culture, I will say. I've gotten better over the past few months, if I'm being honest. But like I've mentioned, one of the biggest reasons I sold my share is because I was hitting the ground running in the morning. I mean, as soon as my feet touched the floor, I was checking my devices. The Keurig couldn't make coffee fast enough. I'd stuffed my purse at the protein bar and both at the door, all before my own baby was awake. So it was heartbreaking, and I knew that had to change. So I made those big changes and took that leap of faith, and I couldn't be happier.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I'm in the middle of, I've been sharing with you all just the phrase one of my mentors came up with, and it's buying my balance. And COVID halted me in buying my balance because I'm like, everybody get away from me unless you have a mask, Lysol, back up. But, I cannot live without help. I have a lot of little children. I'm building $1 billion empire with a B. Yes. Okay. Amen. Right. Aren't we all?
Amen.
Yes, ladies. Yes. And so, I've just had to figure out how to do that safely and keep my family safe, but still be able to do all of the things. So I'm in the middle of the hustle, rise and grind, but now I have a full staff of nearly 8 people, and it's changed my life drastically. So I'm buying my balance, but it's worth it.
Totally.
Well, I think I just kind of step up to the challenge when it's necessary. I did a post the other day where I worked 14 hours, came home and worked another 2 doing admin. So I try not to do that often, but I have the business. I'm blessed with the business right now where sometimes I have to do that. And so it's just a part of the game.
That's right.
I agree. And I love that phrase, Natalie, buying your balance. And so it makes me think okay, buying my balance and scheduling my stillness. So taking time, right? Just taking time to be still and do nothing. So trying to work that in more.
Coming up, our next guest, Seena Hodges. She is the owner of the Woke Coach, and she's on a mission to help her clients be better people. We all need this. She's coming up next. We'll be right back.
Stop Checking Your Likes is the hottest must-read of the moment. This is not a book about social media. It's about shaking off that need for approval and living your incredible life. It's available everywhere books are sold.
Are you ready to transform your body in just 30 minutes a day from your living room? I'm Tracy Campoli, the creator of Total Body Transformation, the excuse-proof fitness program made for busy babes like you and me to get fit, sweat, and smile. We've been featured on Good Morning America, The Today Show, and in USA Today. All you have to do is simply log in and press play. No boredom, no stress, and no dread. All in just 30 short minutes from the comfort of your own home. Go to tracycampoli.com accomplicecampoli.com to get started today.
Well, welcome back to the Connect Show, Twin Cities. Happy Saturday. And, on this show, we do not tiptoe around the tough conversations. As women, I think it's important that we're able to pull up a seat and get right into the topics that matter. Our next guest fits right in. Okay, she is providing a service that I think is needed and a perspective very much needed at this time in our world. And I'm talking about the Seena Hodges. She is the woke coach, and she's making a difference daily through her diversity, equity, and inclusion work. So welcome to the show, Seena. Good morning.
Hello. Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday, girl. You showed up. You showed up.
Listen, I got to keep up. I have to keep up.
Your signature service includes moving clients from an ally to accomplice. Can you break down the difference of an ally versus an accomplice? What are the differences?
So when we talk about the difference between being an ally and being an accomplice, one of the things that we always talk about is the fact that regardless of who you are and what your circumstance is, you are a leader or a manager, right? If folks are allies, that's usually someone who has a level of understanding, right? And they have that self-awareness, and they're always striving to do the right thing. They might call people in, they might call people out, depending on the circumstance though, right? They'll always move to action, but especially if members of marginalized communities tell them exactly what to do, right? The key difference though is that with accomplices, you do all the things that an ally should do, but you do that without prompting, right? Someone doesn't have to tell you what to do. And the key element to becoming a successful accomplice is that you are always willing to risk something, right? You're using your power and privilege all the time for the benefit of others.
Amen.
And there also just a key distinction here is also just that there has to be an understanding that neither one of these distinctions is a destination, right? We're talking about a lifelong process. We're talking about opting in every single day. The reason why I started this business is because I just wholeheartedly believe that racial equity is that defining issue of our time, right? A lot of people would say to me that, they wanted to develop a better analysis. They wanted to understand what the issues were, right? A lot of folks would say things like, I want to be a better person, right? They wanted to understand the legacy of injustice and the systems and structures that impact our daily lives. They always say things like, I don't want people to think I'm racist, right? But they always would start with the same words. They would always say, but I don't know where to start. So I really started this business so that I could be the partner of people, while they're trying to either begin or continue their journey.
And this whole thing last summer totally brought things to light for me that I just never really realized, which was so important to me. And so even these small steps that I'm taking daily are just making a difference, even in the business, my businesses and stuff. So thank you so much for all you're doing in this space. One of the things you mentioned when you talk about your work is making a difference daily.
Each of us is just an amalgamation of our lived experiences, right? All we know is what we've lived. And so in order for us to be better and show up for folks in different ways, we have to have different experiences, right? And so that's key. And that's the most critical part of how we show up. The reality is that I hate this, but injustice is actually everywhere, right? We don't have to seek it out. It's right in front of us every single day. In every industry that you can think of, whether it's healthcare, criminal justice system, education, home ownership, right? To be honest, it can really be overwhelming. So really what I tell folks to do is to find the issue that you care about the most, right? And whatever that issue is, I guarantee you there will be some inequity in that issue. But by choosing the issue that you're most passionate about, the likelihood is that you will continue to opt in every single day.
We were in the middle of quarantine. If George Floyd would have happened and we were not in an international pandemic, he may have been overlooked, murdered.
Some people can't even use that language. And we have to get really clear about the issues that plague us, because if we don't name things in the right way, we'll never get to the point where we solve these issues. So we have to be completely honest with ourselves about our circumstance and where we are. And we got to work like heck to get out of this. I do see it as a collective personal responsibility. I think we all have roles to play. But I think, one of the things that keeps people from opting in is what they don't know. And I'm going to say, like, white folks, y'all can't be afraid of what you don't know. You can't allow that to be the thing that keeps you from opting in, because guess what? We are looking for collective liberation. And that doesn't come with Black people and Indigenous people and people of color trying to do it by ourselves. The reality of the situation is that if BIPOC in this country could have solved the issue of racism, it would be solved. These corporations said for the first time, shocked the crap out of me, Black Lives Matter, right? What? Here's all the things that we're doing. The thing about it, though, is that we have got to stay on, folks.
Yeah.
Folks who opted in, you got to stay in it, because you don't get to just put the words up on the website and then not do anything 6 months later. And the reality of the situation is it's not going to, time is not the issue that's going to just make, over time things get better. No. You can't wish things so. You got to work things so. And if we're not working, we're not doing it. We're not changing our circumstances.
We've done a lot of things like Minnesota Equity Community Engagement. We had a speaker in for that. And we also did something with the CEO of Center for Economic Inclusion, which is really awesome. So I feel like people are going out of their way to teach these things that I just never really knew about, to be honest. So yeah, it's been crazy to be educated in this finally.
I think George Floyd, he has not died in vain.
That's my whole thing. He cannot die in vain. That's it. He or any other Black man or Black woman or Indigenous person, let's just
anybody,
Black and brown people are murdered, and there's so much work to be done.
So much work. Well, you are on the ground, Seena Hodges. If you are an executive, if you are a small business owner, if you are just someone that's like, I can do something, let Seena get you started. I'm so happy you were with us today. So grateful for leaders like you educating and developing programs like Ally to Accomplice. So I love the way you broke that down. You're really offering a lot of value to people right in the Twin Cities and across the country, right? Because we've got these websites where we can do it real big everywhere.
Exactly.
So if they're looking to connect with you, Seena, how can they reach you?
Sure. Yes. Please follow us on social media at The Woke Coach. And you can also visit our website. It's thewokecoach.com. Like Natalie said, if you represent a business or organization and you want to partner with us, there's a form on our website on the Contact Us page. Fill that out and we'll get back to you. We also really have an exciting announcement that's coming up soon about our From Ally to Accomplice program. So make sure you're on our email list so that you're the first to hear about that.
We are going to take a very quick break, and coming up next, after I get my makeup back together, because I almost got emotional, but we're going to be back. We've got the Christina Holder joining us from Clubhouse. She has the largest group on the app. She's next. We'll be right back.
Here's a look at Regina King's directorial debut of One Night in Miami. What happens when Cassius Clay, Malcolm X, Jim Brown, and Sam Cooke find themselves in the same room?
Cassius Marcellus Clay is the new heavyweight champion of the world, boy.
Yes, he is.
And I don't even have a scratch on my face. Oh my goodness.
Cash.
Cash?
What? Cash. What?
Why am I so pretty?
Ah.
And I'm only 22 years old. There is no way I'm supposed to be this great. Look, Alexander the Great conquered the whole world.
Available only on Amazon Prime.
Well, welcome back, Twin Cities. I am so excited to introduce our next guest. Like the four of us, we had a chance to get in on her platform. If you are not in Clubhouse, okay, you've got to get up in the mix. It's the new space. She's going to tell us all about the app, but you can create groups within this app, right? Different groups, women's groups, media groups, whatever you want to create. And Christina Holder is the creator of the largest club for women in the Clubhouse called Women in Business. Welcome, Christina.
Hi, ladies. Thank you so much,
Hi.
Natalie. I'm so excited to be here. Happy Saturday. And I just thank you. Appreciate allowing me to have a platform to speak about what I'm doing because I'm so excited about it.
Well, we're going to have to shout out Sherelle Swain because she's the real MVP. My sister connects me with like everything and everyone. She hits me up. She's like, Natalie, are you on Clubhouse? She's like, well, my friend has like the second largest group on Clubhouse. And I'm like, okay, what's Clubhouse? We get up in the Clubhouse and Christina's at like 80,000 people in her group. And in the last week, you have hit number one on the Clubhouse with the largest 30,000 women.
Wow, that's crazy.
In your space. So talk a little bit about Clubhouse, what it is. You've been letting us share your platform, sharing with your women. It's incredible. So tell us all about it.
So I thought it was really fascinating. I found out about Clubhouse last fall, and it was, a friend of mine had mentioned to me that there's this audio-based platform where you can, meet people. I downloaded it and I joined. It is invite only, so I received an invitation. Being in business, I just decided to create a club. And so I did that. I took that initiative and started a club, Women in Business. It was just very, generic. And I figured that this would be a way for me to kind of curate the content that I was seeing on my app. After the first day, about 500 other women joined. And I was like, really, the next day I woke up, I was like, wow, okay. I don't know who these women are, but this is really amazing. The week after that, the group started growing just organically. There was 1,000 more people who joined. And then it got to the point where around 1,500 people were joining after that, like the next day. So like growing exponentially was just incredible. And from there, it just kind of caught on as wildfire. And so it got to the point where within 3 months, the group has grown so much that we reached 130,000. And we passed the club in just 3 months. And without any marketing, I'm a finance professional and I work during the day, so I incorporate and leave space for Clubhouse, maybe on lunchtime or after work or in the evenings. And so, without any structure, our community grew. There was a sense of belonging that people found in the club. And I think that's so important, especially in times like this, like all this uncertainty and just being isolated. We crave belonging and we really thrive in those spaces.
That's good, Christina. And I've personally been in one of the chats, and it's just nice to like re-engage in a social way. So I love that. And can you tell us more about like what's your vision going forward for the Women in Business Club?
Thank you for that, Michaela. So I spend a lot of time thinking about that. And I also get a lot of questions as well. But I really like that. I kind of, in a way, democratized, this, who's allowed to be an influencer, on this social media app. And I think that is also one of the reasons that, the club Women in Business has been so successful because I've been, I'm really passionate about empowering women, about celebrating, each of our unique identities and affirming our competence, because I think so often we're, told we're not enough. We're told we form and feel like an imposter in certain situations. So, having experienced that personally, it's so important for me to make sure that others feel comfortable, welcomed, and, excited to just add value. So my vision is to continue that and not lose sight of that. But also to just work on creating a network that is more tangible. This app, Clubhouse, it is in beta mode, so they are building the app out as we go along in a way. And so we have this unique opportunity to be like early adopters of this. And this has happened before with Pinterest, I believe. There was like a time and period where a lot of the users were able to be early adopters and to kind of help, chart out the course of the actual app. In my experience, I've seen it's mainly, it has mainly been, women of color, honestly, that have really carried this app and helped it get to this valuation of $1 billion, which was released.
I was just going to get into that.
Crazy.
The $1 billion valuation for the corporation. And I'm curious if you've spoken to any of the owners of the company, just being that you are number one on their app.
So that's a very good question, Natalie. And that's a question I've been getting a lot. So I am in contact with the leadership team. We don't have, we haven't had a sit down just yet, but we are in talks of formalizing that process because they've seen that, our club is a force to be reckoned with, and that literally, there's that there needs to be more attention and more just spotlight and visibility on the work that or the value that we've created, right? And this reminds me of Tiffany Haddish. She actually became the first user on the app to reach 1 million followers, and that was really significant. And I was actually talking with her in a room, in the past about 2 weeks ago, and she said that no one from the app had reached out to her. And that kind of made me frustrated because it kind of goes into the reason why I'm so adamant about us being able to create community, because I feel like we work so hard and we contribute so much to
and can still be marginalized.
Exactly.
Can still be marginalized. And not only is it with women, but it's also people of color. And today it seems we're talking a lot about diversity and inclusion, but that's just another great example.
What would you say some of the chat room rules or etiquette are to be mindful of on Clubhouse? Because I'm kind of new in that space still. So,
be patient with each other and just to extend grace, because the topics can range. And sometimes, we just need to catch ourselves sometimes just to make sure that we're not alienating anyone and that we're just being mindful of our differences.
For those at home, can you share how someone can join your club and get involved?
The best way to get involved or to access the app is first by downloading it on the App Store and then reserving your username. So while you may not have an invitation, there is a chance to at least get this process started and to join the wait list. Now, the second part of that is if you have a contact, someone who's in your address book, if they are on the app and you two are, mutual contacts, they can have an opportunity to accept you into the app and remove the wait list. So it'd be worth just finding out, who in your immediate circle is on the app and can allow you to jump the wait list.
So happy you're here. It's been a great morning visiting with so many different girl bosses across the country and at home. I hope you're catching these gems, ladies. If you've been looking for community or even just trying to figure out how to pivot from in-person networking, you have to check out Christina on Clubhouse under Woman, WOMXN, in business. It's been a game changer for me. We're going to take a break and be right back.
We hope you're enjoying the show because we level up your circle one girl boss at a time. You see, it's what I like to call high-hanging fruit. Come reach your next dimension and join the membership at theconnectonline.com.
All right, it's Saturday morning. You're going to get dressed to impress today, and we are rushing it or flushing it with real versus fake. Ha! Michaela, take it away.
That's right, ladies. We're going to show you 2 pictures, and we want to know if you can tell the difference on what's real versus fake. There's a lot of enhancements that you can make, so let's see how good you are at reading it.
All right.
So the first one we're going to start with is regular lips versus injections, right?
Well, I can figure that one out.
Totally. So that one's an obvious.
Yeah. We're just warming you up, okay? So the one on the right, obviously injections, right? The next one, can we tell which
hair
one?
versus weave? Real hair versus weave. Now, either of those could be weave, and either of those could be real hair.
That's true. And that weave could be made out of real hair.
Hey,
if it's good, right?
You bought it, it's yours.
I can never tell. That's what I subscribe to. So, okay, next is brows. There's like all these new brow techniques. Henna versus microblading.
Microblading all the way.
I'm still getting a wax. I have no idea about any of this new stuff. Like I've been quarantined for 10 months, so.
I've kind of tried it all. I think henna's next on my list.
Nice.
Okay, nails, ladies. Real versus fake.
I think real these days.
I'm telling you, real. I'm with the real nails too. I haven't. Oh my gosh.
I just put some fake ones back on. So
okay. Let us see, Michaela.
Oh, here we go. They fake, but they look kind of real, right?
Well, I've got them real, but I put a little acrylic on top to make them stronger. So does that?
I like that.
Am I real or am I fake? I don't know.
You're real. You all the way real, girl. You all the way real. I love it. Rush it or flush it. Okay, we talk about it all here. And you make sure to join us next week as the conversation continues. And you can be a guest on the show. Head over to theconnectonline.com and register to be with us.
Yes, and keep up with the Connect by joining our membership networking group at www.theconnectonline.com. And never miss an episode of the Connect Network. In fact, binge them Netflix style on YouTube at Natalie's Network.
That's right. I hope everybody had a great Saturday, and we will see you next week, Twin Cities. Bye.
Bye.